on landline, CSIRO have done a heap of work on flax, and suddenly flax has got better health food properties than fish oil. One's sustainable, one's not.
Yep.
And that's probably what the genesis. So when you look here and say, well, this is not going to do 3 or 4 tonne or anything, we need to look at the big picture and say, can we do this and get this gross margin back, and then great crop after cereal, you know. We're looking for we're looking for another crop in our part of the world.
Really, some of the key challenges are, you know, if it's not going to be profitable by gross margin comparison to your existing rotations, your existing crops, convincing growers to get involved is actually part of your challenge. Convincing, you know, because if you want to put product into the market, and as Bronwyn said, people over east aren't sure what's happening over here yet because they haven't got any evidence. There isn't a supply chain. And that is an absolute key thing to start establishing. It is an absolute critical factor. If you want to be involved in the value chain, there's no value chain structure, there's no value chain relationships, there's no actual entities involved in that value chain from a West Australian point of view at the moment. So that is absolutely a key, is to start establishing those value chain points. And it might be that you actually become those points yourself. So that actually is something that can be quite an opportunity, and presents, as you would imagine, many challenges as well. So there's the opportunity purely to put flax into a commodity market, to bulk provide flax oil, flax seed into a commodity market. That really does limit the key point that Ray did make around how do we actually lift our gross margin on farm, because the numbers aren't stacking up at a gross margin level, at a paddock level. So how do you actually then start to go, well, we're not going to be involved in the commodity market, let's think about a customised, tailored product into a niche market. And that's where we're at right now, really. We're talking a couple of different things here, and one is we're starting from scratch, which is both exciting and daunting. So it gives us the chance to think about, well, what are all the things that I really like about my existing supply chains versus what are all the things that drive me insane? Okay, I have to use an agent to sell my stock. Okay, there's only one processor, my stock have to go there. And well, that process is not doing what I want it to do. And when my stock come out, I've got no idea that that's my product coming out. So I lose control. I lose that ownership, that identity, that brand that I may want. And there's limits to who I can sell to. And there's a limit to what I can get as a price, because I'm a bit of a taker in that supply chain. So there's some good things about our existing supply chains, but there's also some of those limitations. So we've got this opportunity, whilst it's both exciting and it's daunting, to actually establish our own supply chain. We need to narrow down and make decisions. Specific products into specific markets.
When you first got your product on the market, and it's the first West Australian product, Roman said earlier, a lot of the oils coming in is heat treated. You won't have to heat treat your product, so you're going to have superior health benefits. I would want to be going for someone that's going to pay me a lot of money, because I'm going to have very low volumes just to get started with.
Yep.
That'll be the real start-up.
Yeah.
The real start-up till we can get some volume.
Yeah.
That's right. And
it's
that's
a great
what I want
point, Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot
so
of,
I want you to be
a lot of
thinking about a
advertising.
series of staged processes. So you might start with one, you do like your local markets just to get the local people interested, understanding what's going on, and perhaps have a loyal clientele that go back to Perth, come down here during the tourist thing, buy some fabulous health product that's local, and then looking for the local product as opposed to the imported product in the eastern states. The IGA supermarkets, why am I thinking IGA supermarkets? Anyone?
Because they're local.
They will stock local.
Yep.
Your large supermarket chains, you know, they just want one supplier for the whole of Australia. Very hard to get in there. Whereas you can get into individual IGA stores, and some of the IGA stores are really high-end premium, and they will get stuck in. Fitness stores, they have food in some of those fitness outlets.
Yeah.
Certainly to my mind, if I'm worried about my health, and you can feed me, some flax seeds and flax oil
Yep.
to go with my health food regime, that's certainly one that I think could also work as well. One of the other options you might look at is to say, we will supply someone like Qantas In-Flight Catering, which do all their catering just out of Perth, or Emirates, and they have these, funky local food products.
Yep.
When you're on those short hops and they give you like these cute little bickies and bits and pieces, you might say, well, we actually want to target something local, something, interesting Australian product in one of those outlets. However, if I wanted to go for someone like Qantas or Emirates, I must supply every single order to the full order. So you get one go at going in with those people, and you've got to do it right. So that to me is probably a little bit further down the track in terms of going into that one. Intensive animal industries, so as soon as we're sort of producing the oils, then obviously we want to be thinking of where's that meal going. 60% of the product is going to be the meal. We've got to be thinking of where that's going to. Export markets and industrial markets, as Gail mentioned. I've actually put the export markets, industrial markets towards the bottom simply because of the margin scale. It's great if we've got large volumes and we perhaps have a big season and we want to move product through, but they're not going to pay much money. So to my mind, your fitness stores, your health stores, your specialty retailers are going to pay top dollar, and will take small volumes that you can roll out gradually. And I think there's certainly, to my mind, that would be an easy way of managing market entry. There's a lot of different packaging options, and you're going to have to make some decisions on those, because depending on which markets you want to target, what are they looking for? Do they want a biodegradable bag? Do they want jute? Do they want polypropylene? Do they want a mylar pouch? Do they want an aluminium bottle, a glass bottle, a plastic bottle? Do they want little sachets, little individual serves, because this is going to be totally high-end, super expensive, you've got a low volume to supply? If it's a nutraceutical, do they actually want it as a face spray? Skin absorbed. There's a lot of options, but I think you really need to understand what do you want to produce, where is it going to go, and find out exactly what your best options are. All of them are going to cost quite a few different, there's going to be quite a few different decisions here on costs and margins.